So let me know when we've written that. The length of the wick of the candle should be at least twice the length of the body. Have you written that?
Yep.
Okay, so let me do a recap because of that recording. All right, basically we're handling the pin bar, which is otherwise called the hammer candle pattern today. And like I said, this particular candle pattern is an high probability setup. Like personally, I think I've once told us in this class that the majority of what I trade is the engulfing pattern. Now this pin bar and then the doji. But out of the three, the two I would give high preference to based on their win rates, right, and level of accuracy and all, is these two patterns. There's the pin bar and that engulfing. Remember, I also said on the lower time frame, this same pin bar, let's say I see a pin bar on a daily time frame. If I go on H4, I'm going to be seeing an engulfing pattern, and I'm going to explain that why. So this is how a pin bar looks like. Remember, I said there are two types. So the bullish will look like this. Now, what I always tell people is, when it comes to candlestick patterns, right, it's not about the name that matters, but you being able to interpret what that particular candle is telling you at that point in time, because the candles are like a representation of market prices. So let's say this is a pin bar, right? A bullish pin bar. Now, the opening price and the closing price is here. What this is simply saying, let's say I've seen a series of sell candles. Remember, sell candles are pushing down. All of a sudden, the market got to a support area. And the moment it got to that support area, what did it do? I see this with a very long wick go out of that support area. It's simple. What it means is, even though the sellers pushed the price right into this support zone, right? But it showed us the willingness of the buyers to quickly push up the prices. And that's why you have the wick. So eventually, the buyers succeeded in pushing the prices back up. The creation of this wick is like telling you that there was buyers rejection, meaning the buyers rejected the prices the sellers were pushing down and they pushed it up. That was why eventually it closed above this opening price. So that's why we have this pin bar formation. So the rate at which that wick forms and the level of that body tells you how strong the buyers were. Because remember, you would have had something like this. I hope my drawing is good. Sorry, pardon my drawing. I'm coming.
So this particular pin bar you just drew, it's a bearish pin bar.
It's a bullish. Bullish means it's pushing price up. You know, when the wick is below, what it means is it's pushed to the upside, is it not? So what are the people who push prices to the upside? Buyers. So this pin bar is a bullish pin bar. Do you understand this?
No.
When you say something is bullish, what direction are you expecting the market to go?
Up.
So if your wick is down, what it means is the market eventually came to close. Remember, we said whenever the market closed, it closed on the body, right? So what it means is during the life of this candle, the point sellers pushed it down, but the buyers pushed it back up and it closed above. That's why you have the long lower wick. That's the shadow below. That's the wick below. So it tells you that the buyers are the ones that push the price up. Anytime prices close above, that's the work of the buyers. Do you understand?
I'm trying to.
You are trying to. It's been long. You read your notes. That's why.
No, it's not that. It's just because ideally, if you really look at how the candle works, if it's up there and then the wick is down there, I was thinking it was meant to be bearish, but then now you're saying it's bullish, so I'm a bit lost.
Oh, from the onset, anytime you have wicks below, and then the body
Yes.
closes above, it's always saying wicks means prices down were rejected.
Yeah.
It's like it's a hand. So meaning if I reject lower prices and I'm going higher, it's buyers have pushed prices up. I don't know if you get. Wait. Let me first, before we come back to pin bar, let's do like a rough let's refresh our memory, right? Look at this candle. This last one I just drew. Forget about the pin bar. You see a candle that opened below here,
Yes.
closed above, but there was a
Yes.
strong on top. Who were the one that what's the meaning of that wick on top first?
What did you say?
Okay, this candle I drew with this long wick up.
Yes.
As if I tell you it's a buying candle, what it means is it's open below under here,
Yes. Yes.
closed
Yes.
above. But during the life of this candle, it got this
Yes.
eye, is it not?
Yes.
But sellers pushed it back down.
Yes.
That's why it
Yeah.
came to close here. And that wick is showing the presence of sellers at the top, is it not?
Yes.
So now, in a scenario where I now have a candle with a wick under, and then the body coming to close up, what it means is during the life of this candle, the same way this one, the people that rejected it at the top were sellers. The people that reject below, so they are buyers.
Okay, I get.
Buyers are good. Buyers pushed it back up, like saying, no, we are not going, you want to go up. So that's what happened with the spin bar. Okay, so that is sorted. Now let me continue with the example I was trying to make about how we form the pin bar. Remember I told you the pin bar is like on a lower time frame is actually an engulfing pattern, right? This is what I meant. It's a bullish engulfing pattern for this bullish candle. This is what I meant. So imagine this particular candle, the one before it was a sell candle. You know, an engulfing candle, the buy candle will suddenly swallow the bearish one. True or true?
Yes.
Good. So as at the point is swallowed, this point where it's swallowed, it's like saying it swallowed right above the closing price, opening price. Remember, a sell candle will open from the top, open, remember, and close below. Good.
Yes.
So if this is a bullish candle, what it means is it went high, closed right above where this selling candle opened from. Right? So that's like saying up till this point, he erased all this bearish candle. If it erases it, you'll be seeing something that looks like a wick instead of this full body. So a wick will now appear under. I don't know if you understand from this point. This wick is what you will see as a pin bar on a higher time frame. So where it closes above the body of this sell candle, that remaining part will now be this body you're seeing on top. I don't know if you understand what I mean. I don't want to confuse you, but if it's confusing, it's clear, right? So anytime you see this pin bar and you're not sure whether it's pin bar, if you see the pin bar on like H4, just go to H1, you'll see an engulfing pattern. If you see it on daily, go to H4, you will see an engulfing pattern. We are just trying to let you know that it's not the name that matters. Why are we seeing a wick? It's because buyers swallowed the sellers. That is why this thing is a strong probability setup. It's like telling you, man, the strength of the buyers are so much that they fully consume the sellers, not just half of the body of the sellers, but right from the point where the sellers opened their prices, we closed above it with full confidence and we still gave them Jara on top. Do you get? So that's the essence of this thing, and that is why it's actually regarded as a strong setup. Because if I'm saying an engulfing is strong and something that now even engulfs totally and still gives me excess stress, it's like saying I'm fighting with Man U. I got to their home and away, right? I came all the way from my home and I beat them to their own away. They got their goal post or their home advantage, beat them to it, and I still scored like extra on top. You know, that's like total defeat. It tells me, oh, we are very strong, or like when we are still doing 1-1. So that is simply what the pin bar pattern does. It swallows the previous trend totally, right? Letting you know that, yes, we are very strong. And anytime you see this pin bar, right, note, when you use the pin bar as an entry signal, ensure you don't use it on any time frame lesser than 4 hours. Ensure you're not using it on any time frame lesser than 4 hours.
Sorry, when you use the pin bar,
ensure you're not using it on any time frame lesser than 4 hours. lesser
I
than
don't know.
4 hours. Do you get
So
now?
sorry. Please ensure you are not using
The pin bar, I mean this particular pattern, on any time frame lesser than 4 hours. Lesser than 4 hours. That is, meaning if you're using it, it has to be from 4 hours above. If you see it on daily, you can use. Weekly, you can use, right? But if you see it on 1 hour, I won't pay attention to this. Because if I'm seeing it on 1 hour, what it means is probably the market engulfed on 30 minutes. I remember you don't even want to trade engulfing pattern on 30 minutes or 1 hour. Do you get? So that's why it's important that when you're using this pattern, it has to be on a higher time frame and above. I even prefer when I see it on daily than even H4. Do you understand? But at least you can still use it on H4 time frame as opposed to 1 hour or below. Are we together? Good.
Yes, coach.
So, now, also important, right? Remember, I told you from the beginning that anything candlesticks, you can't use candlesticks alone. So whether pin bar, engulfing, you can use them as entries when you see them around a support area or around the resistance that became support, especially for this pattern, or around the lower trend line of an uptrend. So let's say we've been on an uptrend and then it comes out. I see it again. It's like, oh, okay, buyers are still, it's like telling you that buyers still swallowed the pullback sell that just happened. So it's like telling you that moment, buyers are still willing to push prices up. That's the bullish pin bar. So the bearish pin bar is almost opposite. Now, who notices the difference between this and the T doji? The T doji, though, that one is just the same opening price and closing price. That one is T, but this one will not be a T. It will have a body, a little bit of body, right? So that's the difference, but it's looking like it. Now, the bearish pin bar is just the opposite. Let me draw that. The bearish pin bar is just, they also call it shooting star. Shooting star pin back is just, the drawing is the opposite. The bearish pin bar, let me draw. This looks like this. Long wick at the top, meaning the sellers rejected the buyers when they were trying to push the prices up. Right? Use this. So that will look something like this. Are we together? So this is how the bearish is, just the opposite, right? Basically the opposite. This time around, this week shows that the buyers were the ones that pushed the price all the way to this height. But the sellers came in and rejected the prices down, right? That's why the body ended up closing this way. So this is like telling you sellers are in full control of this market. Do we understand? Do we understand?
Yes, Coach D.
Okay, so let's also write down one of the few things for that, so you can always have something to fall back on. So you can write the bearish pin bar or the shooting star, as another name they call it, is a candle with a small lower body. It's a candle with a small lower body, and a very long wick at the top. First up, it tells you that the sellers rejected the prices. Sellers rejected the prices. Downward. Notes. When you see this candle pattern, around the resistance area, around the resistance zone, at the end of an uptrend, or after a long buy move, the end of an uptrend or after a long buy move, it might indicate a possible reversal. Possible reversal. Possible reversal. Full stop. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay, so indirectly, what I just gave you is that you can trade it for a reversal also, or now write the scenario. If you see this pattern on a downtrend, on an existing downtrend, it simply shows you that sellers are still willing to continue to push the prices down. Shows you that sellers are still willing to continue to push the prices down. First up, are we there?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what I want us to do now is to go on the chat and now look for, remember, I already told us that anytime you want to trade, you can't trade candle patterns alone. Please never forget that. Always combine with the first thing is the market structure. We're on an uptrend or downtrend. If it's a downtrend, where is the resistance zone I want to sell? So let's say, for instance, I'm on a downtrend. I'm already waiting to sell at the resistance, right? Or a support that became resistance. If I now suddenly see this candle at that zone where I was waiting to sell, I will sell with more confidence, right? Because this already showed me that, man, these prices are going to continue pushing down. That's what it means. Now, if I was in an uptrend previously, maybe the market has been on an uptrend for a long time, it now got a major support zone. Remember, that zone is where buyers will come in because you're in a support, right? So even if you've been on a, sorry, what snare am I using now? Okay, we're on an uptrend, good. Uptrend meaning the market has been pushing up, so it will get to a resistance zone. Is that resistance zone on an uptrend where sellers will come and do the pullback? Is it not? If I now see this pattern at that resistance zone, right, it tells me that sellers are about to take over. So that can result in a sell move. And that sell move, if it's very strong, can end up in a reversal. I don't know if you understand what I mean. So, but the presence of this candle shows you that sellers are now in charge. That is a simple analogy of it. So look at this drawing. Let's even see if you can guess. Look at how it looks. Remember, I said the week must be twice longer. And then if you go on lower time frame, you will see there is actually an engulfing pattern. I want one or two of you to try and risk it. Go on MetaTrader. Let's see if you can identify this pattern based on the drawing you're seeing. Either you identify the bearish or the bullish one. Let's see the one you can even try out. Who is ready to try? Let me draw the bullish one also. You now check for it. Now remember, when you're looking for it, you're looking either on the daily, H4 and above. You don't want to go and look for it on the smaller time frame. So who wants to give it a try? Who wants to try?
Let me
If you
try.
don't try, I'll make you try. No, I mean try. The truth is, though, if you just look for something.
I'm on it already. Like, I'm already on my chart looking for it. I know what it looks like.
That's why I like her. Okay, let me make you coerced. We'll make the both of you coerced. I don't want to be the one to show you. I just want to see if you can actually try. In case you're not sure if it's a pin bar, and once you sight it, quickly go to the H4. You can just put a line around that zone where you saw it, maybe a vertical line through it. Then go to H4 and check if there's an engulfing pattern there. Coach D says that pattern is engulfing on a lower time frame to further reconfirm. So, Anne, I've made you co-host. Please feel free.
Okay.
Over the floor. You're not sharing your screen yet, though.
I should be sharing now. Can you see?
Yes, you are doing. Yeah, exactly. You're sharing now.
That one there. This one here.
Which one?
This one. This one I'm talking.
I'm not seeing anyone.
Okay. This one, this green one.
No. That's not it, man.
Okay. Oh, if I stretch it is long. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I actually saw one that looks like a bullish one. The bullish. You've passed. Yeah, I saw that one first. And it's still looking.
Oh, wow.
When me, I don't see like plenty for these are charts where should they pass since.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
I don't see plenty.
But this one here.
This one. Go on. Okay, let me help you. Go on.
Let's
go on weekly. Go on weekly.
What of this one that I'm showing you? Oh, how I do that?
No. Now you want to see them around the major zone. Meaning you're looking for them around the support and resistance also, not just anywhere on your charts, right? Because where you have selling pressure or buying pressure is always around support or resistance. And this one is even like a major support or resistance area. That's what you want to see. So you too will be looking around resistance, not anywhere on your charts or support.
Go see.
Go on, daily. I'm giving you. Okay, which currency pair are you on?
Euro USD weekly.
Okay, weekly. Wait. Let me give you another trick. Minimize your screen very well first before you come to the big candle. Minimize them first. Minimize until you are seeing zones that are clear on your screen. When you watch out for zones, you'll see them. Good. Are you seeing resistance zones? If you're
Yes.
seeing major resistance zone, you must see the candle pattern. I've already seen like 3 like this.
I've seen one. Yes, that's one right there, Abby.
Good, good. Can you see? They don't just appear anywhere, right? They will appear around a strong zone. So this is on weekly. Now, hold on. Assuming there's a way you can put an horizontal line across that place so that you now go on daily to be sure you see an engulfing pattern on daily where you place that horizontal line or vertical line rather, sorry. Put a vertical line through that candle, go to daily time frame. If you now see an engulfing on daily, that's you have your pattern right there. You know, you put horizontal line. The line you need is actually vertical. Okay, smart. Oh yeah, change that time frame to daily. I hope that's why I wanted you to use vertical line. When you put horizontal, you might not get it. But let's go to the top where you add that line. I think, you've passed it. That's why I wanted you to use vertical line. I've already seen the engulfing pattern right now. Have you seen an engulfing bearish pattern right there?
Is it not this one?
That was the candle.
This one here.
Exactly. That red candle. Is that red candle that swallowed the green? Yeah. That particular pattern was what you saw on weekly. So that's how you know again to be sure. Yes, anytime you're not sure whether this thing is a but you just go on the lower time frame. Next to that time frame, you will see the engulfing. You can put the line on. I put a vertical line so that horizontal, you won't be looking for it. I'll just come to where that vertical line. I say engulfing pattern. If you watch next, the market will always drop after. Though that market was testing that resistance multiple times. You can see another one, like a red that wanted to appear, but that one was not really. So you can see subsequently, now look to your left later and see if the market drops. The market sold right after that. It came down, yes. But market moves in pullback, may move, pullback, may move. That's why you have those small grains and the rest. But overall, that market actually dropped. So that pattern is always very strong. Very strong. Let's go and check out on another. Let's see if you check one. See if there is another one you see right now on this same day and go to H4. There is one red. There is one red, not close to it, that looks like it. Good. Oh yeah, this time around, put a vertical line on that red. Let's go to H4 and see if this one will give us an engulfing on H4. If you're not seeing engulfing on H4, then this is not the pattern.
I'm coming now.
Okay.
See, the problem now. This
vertical line.
Away.
Me have seen vertical line. Yeah, we are drag like you're dragging. Good. Oh yeah, leave it there. So go on the lower time frame. And go for your vertical line.
Vertical line. Where are you?
Voila, for who they use trade review.
Where are you? I don't see her.
You seen it.
Away.
You can see
Yes,
this
so,
one.
but it's no longer.
Remove that line, shift it. If it's not engulfing, then this last pattern was not a pin bar. Do you understand? It only looks like it. It's not a pin bar.
It looks like it's engulfing, Abby.
It's
No,
not really
my eyes.
engulfing.
It's not.
See where, when you say it's engulfing, it must close below, swallow the opening price fully of the previous candle.
But what's funny is that it was a red one. The red one in front of is where I put the line. But going to 4 hours is on the green.
Yes, now, because that's the idea. When it's engulfing, it's green that will engulf.
Oh, I
If it's
see.
a buy, I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yes.
So, but this one is not engulfing. That one was not a pin, but I just wanted to know the difference, because sometimes you encounter some that look like it. How you can know for sure is to always go back and do this thing I just told you to do. So 637, sorry. Do you get the point now? Anytime you see
Yes.
what looks like it, go on the lower time frame and reconfirm. So thank you, Anne. You tried. Over to you, Madam Tino. I made you call so you can share your screen.
Okay, coach. Please, just a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Coach, can you see my screen? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
So please allow me to clear all this.
No, voila. You don't even have to clear anything. What you don't know is it's simple. You've marked out zones. Remember, I said you watch out for these things around the zone. So
Yeah.
as you're on daily, let me even give you another trick. If you're on
Okay.
daily and you see an engulfing, Anne, are you listening? If you see an engulfing on daily, just go to weekly. That place you saw that engulfing, that's your pin bar straight up.
Okay.
Anytime you're not sure you're a pin bar, go on. If you see engulfing on a lower time frame than it, go on the higher time. That's a pin bar, meaning
Okay.
it's very good. Is what
So let me try this one then. Let me try. Okay, there is an engulfing pattern on this daily right now. Where that
So
candle broke
put
out
a
from. Let me
vertical
put a
line there.
vertical line.
Yeah. Now remember, if you're starting from the engulf, meaning you have to go on the higher time frame to
Yes, I'll
retrieve.
go to the weekly. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I got that. This is not a pinball, coach. This is not
It's
a
like pin bar. The
pinball.
pin bar is the one before it's now. You say this is not
Okay.
a pin bar. Do you get? It's
Okay,
because it's
okay,
there from lower
okay.
time frame. If you eat this pin bar now and go back, you see it.
Okay. You mean, hold on, please. Wait.
You know what makes an engulfing pattern is two candles. Hope you know.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you place the line on just the red alone of that engulfing without taking cognizance of the other one. Do you get?
Oh,
So we are
true.
saying inside the two candles are inside one candle.
Inside one on the higher time frame
on the
for
higher
the
time. That's
pinball.
why you have one short red before that long red that you saw.
Oh, I see. I see. Oh, okay. Let
But
me
in case
look
of next
for.
time, start from the weekly, start from the bigger time frame. Look for pin bar.
Exactly.
Don't be using why did I even give you people that shit code safe.
No, let me just let me try to look for a pin bar on the weekly. Okay. On the resistance level. Coach, I have a question, please, before I go ahead. Like the pin bar, like if it's a bearish pin bar, like can it have a wick, like a small wick at the bottom?
Below. Yeah, sometimes you see that. Yes, but the most important thing is the body, the closing, the full body. You know, the body is where the opening and closing is. The wick
Yeah.
must look like at least is like twice
Why
length.
the size? Okay, the
Yeah.
length of okay.
Yeah, so it's
I
down even
think
longer
I'm
better.
I think I'm thinking this one.
Okay, I've been hoping you get there. That's looking like it. And is it around
Okay.
the major resistance zone?
Yes,
Go
it is.
on daily now.
Let me go on daily now.
If you now see a red and a blue there, sorry, a blue and a red, that's swallow each other.
Okay.
Did you key your line?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, but let me see. Wait, remove that line. I'm actually seeing a blue and a red.
Here, it's
Sorry.
actually here.
Mm,
One.
Yeah, blue and the red. That's why I asked, did you key your line?
Okay. Should I go back?
Probably because no, it's fine. Another thing is I forgot we were on weekly this time
Yeah.
around. So do you know how many days will make up a week? You have more than one candle this time
7.
around.
Oh, that's true. So we have to count
your line is part of everything that was. Do you understand? On daily now, that particular 1 week is like 7 candles in total, or 5
Yeah,
candles.
yeah.
Do you
True.
get what I mean now?
Yes, yes.
Assuming you start from daily and go to each form, that one you'll be saying like, okay, probably 2 candles or so.
Okay, should we try that? Let me try that then.
Yeah, okay.
Let me try that.
But
Okay.
this is your line. You key them or you're not keying the vertical line. So even if you move, you won't know. As long as
I'm
those
seeing this one here.
dots, that one is not
Okay,
a
I've
timber.
keyed it in keyed.
This one you're putting on, how is that one a timber?
It is now, coach. Wait, let me remove
Remove
this
the line.
thing.
Let me see. Oh, okay. I was thinking there's something below. But this one is
No.
twice the body. That's another thing. That week is not so long.
Okay. And then I search for another one.
Scroll now. Is it because you like to trade US states? You're not looking for all those cheat code. I'm seeing
No.
around support now.
What did you say?
There is one around support area.
Yes, here.
Is that a major support? I told you find them around the major support.
Okay.
In your chart, I'm looking at like a major support zone that you marked out like this.
Oh, okay. Please be patient.
I'm patient.
I'm looking for the one that has whose week is.
The issue is you are starting from the wrong place. That place where your week is going through, or that place where is the major support at the top there like this. Support is where you buy, like major floor. So why I exactly looking at this, where am I seeing buy candles like a strong zone? This line you put around 32,750 and 32,517. Don't you think that's like a major support?
Yeah, I was looking at that zone, but I want to move I was trying to move my vertical line.
Wait, you are fast one again. Try.
Wahala.
And this one with a small wick on top that has a very long lower candle. This one now, because we have supports, so we'll be looking for bullish ones around support, no longer bearish ones. Do you get?
But this one, the body is kind of big. This
Which
particular one.
Is that one sitting on the support area? I just told you. Me, I even gave you the line that is supports now that you marked. Do you mark any line on this candle? This line is resting. Then any support zone you marked out there. Hey
No,
God.
no.
Wait, they me like this. Wait. Show me the two lines I'm referring to, the horizontal line first.
This
32, 517.
32,750, 32,517.
So you should be looking for candle on top of that zone, not up there.
Okay.
There's no zone marked out. And because there's a support, go and look for bullish, meaning where the wick should be below and the body closing above. That will tell you that buyers push the price up.
Yeah, okay.
Let me go to the past. This candle is sitting on. There's nothing like that candle.
I'm not even saying it here.
You have passed it again. Me, I
No.
don't see.
Wow.
Where the body
Not too much like this.
weak. She has passed. Weak. I don't see weak inside that two line.
The week will be at the bottom, right?
Now, because it's a bullish one. A week that touched this horizontal line that we just mentioned, these two lines. Okay, you know what? God, finally. Is that not weak sitting on that your zone science? Now you're looking for what God on the market. So what we want to do, let's quickly go. Now key this line. You are not keying the line. The horizontal line. Now let's go on H4 to confirm if we have a possible engulfing.
Okay.
When did our horizontal line travel to like this?
It's here.
Remove it. Remove. Must it be this one, the first one? Because I'm not seeing what looks like it.
Even me.
Yes, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something that looks like an engulfing, but go here. Come to this blue.
All right.
No. You've passed now. Engulfing. Bullish engulfing. If you have to identify.
Okay, bullish. Okay, bullish engulf. Okay, this one.
Mama, if you go there again, that one on the line, the keys, you're not looking the right place. In the support, this is it.
Yeah, all right.
That is the same pattern.
Okay.
Madam Tim, Jesus. No. See, an engulfing, one thing you want to note for an engulfing pattern mostly is the candle that comes must be able to close above the opening price of the one before it.
Of the previous one.
Yes, like this sell candle before it. Sell opens at the top, meaning on the red candle. But this blue body closed right, above it. That is what makes it engulfing. So it's not just about the bigness of the candle. Do you get? I know if I ask people would have gone for this, there's one obvious candle there. She will go and call that one engulfing. It's more like a breakout candle. So that's it. Okay, let's go on gold. This thing, the place you see plenty on gold. Yeah. I forgot.
I'm seeing
okay. You're seeing what?
I've seen one bearish pin bar.
Yeah, I've even seen one pin bar like
but
this.
In blue.
And blue. See, this is the point. Get the message. Buyers were the one that push the prices up. Yes, that one. Meaning buyers are the ones with the blue body, Abby. And buyers were strongly pushed back down. That's why the buyers closed with that long wick. Meaning, who are the people that did that wickedness to the buyers? So that for me is even a stronger one. So now let's check And even without, before you even check safe, it's not obvious. Did the market not sell right
It
after?
did, yeah, it
That's
did.
how you know.
I just want to confirm what you said about, the engulfing on the
Okay.
lower time frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Coach G,
Once
you're
whether
saying that
child line. Voila. Continue, Jerry. I'm listening.
so you're saying that when you see a bullish or bearish pin bar on a higher time frame, if you want to
Mm.
confirm how accurate it is, then you
You
should
can
go
go
on a lower time frame.
Yes. But
And if you go on a lower time frame, it should look like an engulfing.
exactly. But then remember, this is what I do. I actually don't like reversals. I like to trade ones that go alongside the trend, because
Right.
that one that is actually a reversal could just be a pullback. If I'm seeing a bearish pin bar on an uptrend, it could just be the beginning of that pullback move. Do you get? But on like a downtrend, like this gold now, this H4 is a downtrend. Then there was a point I'm saying a bearish signal pin bar. I would enter
Yeah.
it. Like, what that's signifying that yes, it's time the sellers wants to sell. So it's going to show me that this trend is still going to continue down. There were more than once you saw this that came out. So that's another way to pick your interest. But if you want to trade, okay, go on. You want to say something?
You're talking of the bearish pin bar that is on the support.
Yes.
Okay.
Bearish pin bar that is a resistance.
Sorry,
I'm looking
resistance,
at
my
the
bad.
downtrend. Yes.
Yes, that's sold.
Yes, and the market sold. So where it appears also matters. You want to see them when you're using them. Don't just go and use anyone that just appeared anywhere on the charts. Preferably a strong resistance or a support. In fact, remember in your note, I said you see them around a trend areas mostly. Who remembers when you were writing? If Temi should drag the trend line now, on these are H4 charts, she will see where wicks came out from that trend line. Most times, those wicks you're seeing are candles that are actually in form of this pin bar. Put a trend line, you'll see what I'm saying. Put an upper trend line for the sales. Remember, I want to sell around the upper areas. Put a trend line before that range. I mean the downtrend before the range. Good.
Hold on, please.
Yes, you're dragging it well. Yeah. Let's calm down.
Is it okay?
No, you ask yourself. I'd like to see.
Wait, I didn't even hear what you said. You said before the range.
And you know, there is the last part of this, what I'm seeing on your screen is range.
Okay, yeah.
Even though you not draw down your trend line very well. A trend line told you should have more than 1 point.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Yeah,
Hold on, please.
Yeah. Don't force it to weather buy. There's already a breakout. Bring your trend line lower. These buy moves broke out of your trend downtrend. You want to capture the sells. That's why I told you when you're trying it down, look for sell points and connect.
Yeah, it's done.
Good. But there's still one that broke out of your trend line. Yes, the one this is the one I'm seeing.
This one, right?
That one is, yes, that one was sitting on top. That was a pin bar.
Yeah.
Well, can you note the particular pin bar I'm referring to in this chart right now?
Yes. All right. Hold on, please.
You can put an arrow to just point towards it.
Did I even get it? This one, right?
Yes. Now there's another one down, down, down. At the end of this downtrend, towards the end. You know, inside this your trend, there's another trend line.
Okay, I've seen it. Yeah, I think I've seen it. Hold on.
As I say, you find them around trend areas. As me, I was drawing like another trend line, maybe in a 1 hour trend. I'm gonna say it.
That one that's on the resistance. Yes, that
This
one. Yeah.
Yes,
Is it
exactly.
this?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's another one.
Okay.
You can see the wick came out of that last resistance. That was the support that became resistance. So you always find them around major zones like that. Now I want to show you another example of the one I will not use. Now, do you know towards this end, something looks like an uptrend that moved up? Yes or yes? Can you see like towards where this line is? As in this your trend that you draw now, you know you put an horizontal line. Towards
Yes.
the end, the market bought and broke out of your trend line that you drew.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Good. Now there was a point, there's a pin bar also sitting right there. The one that has a green body with a wick. Can you see it? It's in the same trend line you drew. But as me, you drew on a 1 hour. It was a 1 hour. This buy already broke out of the trend.
Yeah.
So that one is like, I'm seeing it in an uptrend. That's why I said it's dangerous to trade the ones that are for pullbacks. Like the market wants to do a reversal. Because that one now, an uptrend was already forming.
Okay.
As I'm the one that drew this trend line, you will see what I'm referring to so that you understand what I mean. An uptrend was already forming. So if I saw it on an uptrend, I would ignore. Because remember the market is going.
Okay.
So if you could be moving from first floor to second floor, third floor. So what if you think it's going to sell at the roof of the first floor? Instead, the buyers push it up because we're on an uptrend. So I'll ignore the ones that are for pullbacks as compared to the ones that are in the direction of the trend. I don't know if you get me.
Not
Did I confuse
exactly.
you? Comment. Give me a second.
All
I'm gonna
right.
share my screen and go explain what I mean. But point an arrow to the one I was referring to. I need to be sure you saw the pin bar I was referring to.
Are you talking of the green bullish pin bar?
Yes,
That
the
green
green.
bullish with
That
the
is
long week.
trend line.
Yes, exactly.
This
That afterward it has like a doji candle beside it.
And that one,
this
good.
right?
You know, if you look at to that point, when the market brought to that point, it was already making like a series of higher highs. Who noticed that?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
in this case, it was like an uptrend. I see it in the concept of an uptrend, and it's telling me to sell.
Yeah.
I will not sell, right? Because we're on an uptrend.
Okay.
But assuming I saw it in a downtrend, I would sell. When the market was still in a downtrend, when you saw it, it respected and sold. But now it's like for a possible reversal, and that reversal might fail because we're on an uptrend. I don't know.
Okay, I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that.
So should I explain if I'm correct?
Oh yeah, explain.
So you're saying like if the direction of the trend is showing the hammer, within the color again, make I say.
Pin bar,
The
yeah.
pin bar.
The pin bar. If you check it and it's the pin bar for that particular trend, you shouldn't trade it. But if it's opposite the trend and it's showing that you should trade it.
No, if it's in the direction of that trend, you should take it. The one that is opposite is the one that is risky now.
Oh, but you said the market is already forming an uptrend, and this is the bullish.
This one was what kind of pin bar is this? This is not the bullish one. This is a bearish. Have you forgotten
This
what
is
I
the bearish
did?
one.
Yes, now bearish is when the wick is at the top.
Long upper
Bullish
wick.
Yes, so the bullish is when the wick is below. Do you get?
Yeah.
I know, and do you get it now?
I get, but the color is what is confusing.
No, forget the color now. The color matters, but It's not the color that we are dealing with now. The bearish, just know that the bearish has a longer upper wick. That's what I defined in your notes. And the bullish, because even with this color, this thing is bearish. You know why? Because the buyers were the one that pushed up. The sellers rejected them. That's why you have the upper wick. I don't know if you understand. So even though the color of the body was blue, it was telling you that the buyers closed so lower than the height they got to. The most important thing, bearish pin bar has long upper wick. Bullish pin bar, lower, longer wick. Are we together?
Yes, Coach D.
Yes.
And once Anne says that, yeah.
Because I'm still trying to see. Since we drew it, I've been trying to understand this, man. It's been turning,
You know why
turning on the own.
this is confusing us. Let further added to the confusion with where our trend line is. But the most important thing now, look at now, Anne. I want to point something out. You know, you are considering the color, is it not?
Yeah.
Me, I'm after the context of the trend is showing. This same color that you're seeing now that the market will not sell. Now, tell me, go towards the end. Move towards the end, like where you have that range. I want to show you another scenario where you have that color and the market still sold. Now look at, there was a long sell that happened towards the end. Wait, I'm already seeing it. Let me try and see if you can see a green candle with a
I've
long.
seen it.
Good. Can you see the market still sold?
Towards the right.
If I go on a bigger time frame, that place must have been a downtrend line that was coming across. It hit that downtrend and then it sold again. Do you understand? The prices still started pushing lower and lower and lower after that again. Can you see towards this end of the, can you see multiple times it came out and then the market was going lower, like another new trend after that range?
This right? Coach D, is it this?
Point an arrow now.
You don't come out to.
I'm here. I'm not.
Yeah.
So is tell me that's
You it's the arrow talking about, I guess. This right? I don't know if I'm correct though. Is it this one you're talking about?
no, baby. You move this towards the oh God.
Okay, let me put a vertical line.
Go and draw your downtrend again. Draw downtrend for me very well. You see.
Okay, you know what, Coach D, could you please rephrase what you just said?
It's even in your notes. I said there are two ways to trade. Who remembers? A reversal and the continuation. Remember I told you that for the continuation, meaning you must have been in an existing trend. Let's say we're on an uptrend. If I now see a bullish spin buy in an uptrend, I will trade it. It's going to keep buying. But if I'm in a uptrend, I now see a bearish spin bar. Bearish spin bar means long upper week, I should sell.
Yeah.
But because that is not going in the direction of the market, which is uptrend, I would ignore because it can fail. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's why at the beginning, I always say anything you're doing, let it follow the direction. I'm looking up. We're on an uptrend. At an uptrend, remember, we always have pullback and the main move. The pullback in an uptrend would always happen around the resistance zone. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Because the pullback is a sell. So it's going to sell around the resistance. And for you to sell at the resistance in an uptrend, there must be a sell candle that will show up and tell you that sellers are now here. Is it not? One of them can be the bearish pin bar. But because we're on an uptrend, there is a probability that that sell will fail. if the buyer suddenly decides to break that resistance at that particular time. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Stop sharing your screen. Stop sharing. Let
Okay.
me go back to the basis. Now, look at on my screen. When I was teaching, I wasn't so much focused on, am I sharing my screen? I wasn't so much focused on the color like you people are focusing on. What I focused on is this one I'm pointing to. Is this a bullish pin bar or bearish pin bar? Ladies and
It's a
gentlemen.
bearish.
What about Anne? Do you think this is a bearish? Anne?
Coach, are you pressing? What are you directing? What I'm lost. Sorry. It was showing me trying to share screen since, so I didn't understand. What's
I
that?
think it's your network.
Okay, I can see you now.
Good. This one, is this a bearish pin bar or the bullish pin bar?
If you ask me this question, I would say it's bearish, but you said it's bullish.
Me, I did not say it's bullish. You're not the one listening. You're the one not listening. In your notes, how did you define a bullish? We said bullish has long lower wick, and then the bearish has upper wick. Is it not long upper wick? So if I'm pointing to the one with long upper wick, it's bearish now. You're not saying I said bullish when.
Oh, maybe was mistake. At first, I actually said it was bullish when you first drew it. Now I have to my head where is bearish.
This one. Now wait again. Let's do a recap, right? Anyone with a long lower wick and the body closes above is the bullish because it's the buyers that push prices up. Anyone with a long upper wick and the body closes below, right, is a bearish because it's the sellers that push prices down. Do we understand that now? Just need to remember what buyers and sellers do in the markets. Now, see what I was trying to explain. Hold on, stay with me. If you get it now, you get it forever. Now, uptrend. Uptrend will go this way, get to resistance and sell. Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. Move up again, break that resistance. And then what happens again? Once it gets to the next resistance, it will sell for its pullback, is it not? The next one again, do the same thing. But probably the next one, let's say it does this, it goes again. And this time could still not break this resistance. It sells. But before it sells, remember, there must be candles that will be telling you sell, sell, sell. Hope you know. Even the same way candles tell you to buy. When the buy move happens, when the sell wants to happen, you could be saying pin bar or any sell candle signal. So maybe the first time he got to this resistance zone, he sold, right? He retested it and went up again. So maybe you're also thinking that when he gets to this same zone again, it will sell, right? You're thinking if he gets it, but what if this time around, when he got here, even though a pin bar for a sell came out, but because the overall trend is uptrend, what if this time around, even though he told you pin bar because that's where sellers are waiting, but instead of selling, it decides to push up because what happens? The trend was initially an uptrend, so we are still going higher. Do you understand? That is why I said when I want to trade this pattern, I want the one that is going in the direction of the market. Now it's an uptrend. It pulls back into support. Remember when it gets to support, you are waiting to buy. There is a candle. Then I give you engulfing. If I now see a bullish pin bar at this support, I was waiting to buy. If that tells me buyers are still in control, if it closes, I'll jump in the buy like no tomorrow because it's in the direction of the trend. It's going up, right? The trend is going up. So I see a bullish pin bar around this support or trend area, I will jump in the buy. But this same uptrend, when it got to resistance, remember the pullbacks happen at resistance. So many when it begins wants to start that pullback, that's the sell. It must give me a sell signal, which could be a pin bar. That pin bar this time around, probably first time here, it respected in the market sold. You now say, oh, because it sold that time. Remember, you were selling against the trend, even though you saw a pin bar that said sell, but you were moving against the trend. That's dangerous. You get here again, the next zone where the pullback is going to happen. Another pin bar comes out. Oh, you sell. You are lucky. You got away with it. But does it mean you were trading in the direction of the trend? No. Do you understand? You saw pin bar and just traded and it went your way. A second time again, you saw another pin bar here for a sell, meaning you're seeing a candle with a long wick at this place, and then it sold again. But you were selling facing the opposite of where the market was going. So that place, what happened was, it was not really a reversal, but a pullback. That's why I would say there are two ways to trade it. You could be trading it as a pullback, right? That's the one we call reversal. But sometimes, people mistake reversals as pullback because reversal means, oh, it was buying, so it suddenly started selling. But that reversal could just be a pullback. So because it played out the first time, even though you were going against the trend, it played out second time. Third time again, this market, remember, after I got to here, bought again and got this resistance. Resistance are where sellers. You now saw that pin buy again, this bearish, meaning another one with me, I would not trade it because what if this time you want to trade sell? Is the time you now decide to break in the direction of the trend and keep buying. In that case, you'll be in loss. Do we understand the illustration I used now?
Yes.
So that's why when you want to trade the pin back, it's always better the ones. If I'm on an uptrend, let me tell you what I'll be doing in an uptrend. If I'm on an uptrend and I've marked out zones, remember we mark out zones. If around my zone I'm waiting to enter, that's the support area or the resistance that became support, or around the lower trend line for a buy in an uptrend, I see this pattern, this bullish with long lower wick, I will enter with much confidence when this candle closes because I'm on an uptrend. But if I was on a downtrend and I've marked out all the resistance areas where I want to sell or support that became resistance, or around the upper trend line. Remember, we sell around the upper trend line of the downtrend. I'll be looking for this as my entry signal, the one with upper wicks. Do you understand? Do we understand now?
Yes.
Hey, this yes is not coming out with confidence. Tell me, do you understand?
Yeah, clearly.
There's a difference between I add you and I understand code. You say you hear me, but you don't understand, right? Okay, if you understand, put a 7 on the chat box. If I understand a little. No, wait, let's change that. If I understand very well, put in 10. If I understand very little, put a 5. If I understand well, like relatively like 75%, put a 7.
Say what?
10, I understand well. Relatively well, 7. I barely understand, 5. Okay, honest people. Okay, I'm seeing a 7, I'm seeing a 10. Okay, good. So, and what you just want to focus on, right, is the upper wick and the lower wick. The one with the long lower wick is always the bullish because the body closes at the top. The one with the upper wick is always the bearish. So what I want you to focus on is trade the ones for now that go along with the trend. So what it means, so what it means is if you identify an uptrend and you're waiting to buy around, remember where you want to buy the support, the resistance that became support around the trend line, especially when the market is pulling to the trend line area. Look to see if you see pin bars like this.
Okay.
It gives you further confirmation. So for now, because I feel that reversal on is still going to confuse you. So let's maintain practicing the one that goes along with our trend for now until we are better. Later, maybe you can now understand that pullback one. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so let's end it there for now. All right, interesting class we had today. So the assignment you're going to identify first, you're going to look for 3 uptrends, right? And then circle at least 5 bullish pin bars. Remember, I said look for 3 uptrends. So you could go on any currency pair that is on an uptrend. And inside that uptrend, what you want to do is, remember I've given you the cheat chart in your notes that you see them mostly around a major support or demand area. And those demand areas are stronger around the trend line. So if this is an uptrend, you know there's going to be an upper trend line and a lower trend line. Look for those lower trend line areas. You're going to see this bullish pin bar there. So circle 5 and send me a screenshot. Then go to a downtrend. Look for 5 pin bars. Circle it and send me the screenshot. I think that's fair enough. Or is the assignment too much? You're not talking, is your assignment too much?
Trend for five pin bar.
Yes. Uptrend, 5 bullish pin bars. Downtrend, 5 bearish pin bars. Okay, that's the assignment. I don't want you to ask me any question like this. So we'll not model up.
Coach, I have a question, Coach D.
Hey, wait.
Just hold on. Just a minute.
No,
You know, I think last week, just a minute, please. You know, last week I was actually asking you, I was looking at one of my markups and I asked, you know, where you think it would be appropriate to enter for a buy. So like, you know, you said we can enter in an uptrend, we enter around the trend line or a support area or a resistance that became a support.
Yes.
But something I noticed is that sometimes when you want to like take a trade, sometimes it doesn't
Sometimes what?
come to that, to that trend line before it goes back up.
I missed what you said.
Okay, I said, but sometimes, like for example, you're waiting to take it around the lower trend line. Sometimes it doesn't get to the trend line before it goes back up. So in this case, in this instance, what would you suggest we do, or we should just ignore it totally?
No, the thing is there must have been a zone. See, buyers don't just buy. You can buy in either of the two. Once it has moved, I got your point. That it might not get to the trend line. If it did not get to the trend line, there must be a zone, a resistance that became support that was very close to that trend line.
Yeah.
One must play out exactly. So this is what I do, especially when it's zone. Let me see if I can see a scenario. Did you have any particular currency where you saw this? So we can.
I bet I check our chart again, but that would be a long thing.
Okay, because that would have helped us to minimize. So we can have like a live case study.
You know, please. You can go ahead with you.
I've seen something
on Euro, but let me check my chart.
I've seen something on Euro GBP. Hold on. And Euro GBP, sorry. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Good. Let's focus on this uptrend. Let's leave the last part. Now, sis.
I'm with you, coach.
There is a zone I marked out here, where I am right now. Those 2 lines. Can you see what's it called? That strong candle that went out of there with the long wick?
Yes.
Come in.
With that bearish candle, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Which
the
candle are people talking about so that I'm not seeing like this Jesus?
that's a doji now. That ain't doji. This is a doji.
Around that
This
138,
138, 183.
138, 137.
Yeah. Now, this did not really touch the trend line very well. Hope you know. But there was a zone right there going to the left. This was a previous resistance that became support. Yes or no?
Yes,
Who
yes.
agrees that is a zone? Hey,
What
God.
did you say? Sorry, I
There
didn't
was a
catch
zone
that.
there. There was a zone. Okay, wait. Let's start from this lower part. Can you see where this first support resistance became support?
Yes.
Now, when he broke out to the upside, let me pick an arrow. When this part first broke up, right? He later did what? He pulled back, is he not? He
Yeah.
pulled back and ranged until he got to the trend line. I'm coming. Stay in one place now. Is the arrow I'm trying. He pulled back, right? But before he pulled back, babe, there was a point he came here. There was a buy up to this zone, and then he moved up.
Yeah.
In that case, we're still far from the trend line. So I wouldn't be waiting on the trend line. I'll be waiting around resistance that became support, which was where what this is. Do you understand? But as the market keeps moving, it got to this resistance again. This time I see it coming down. We are approaching the trend line. In this case, I'll be waiting to buy around the trend line.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because if you're in the middle of the market and you're not close to the trend line, then where you want to look for next is the last resistance that became support.
Resistance. Okay.
Yes, I think I even saw. Wait, let's go to Euro USD. Euro USD. I was teaching some set on. Sorry, hold on. What trend are you seeing here?
Downtrend.
Good.
Downtrend.
So remember, in an uptrend, where do we want to sell? In a downtrend, where do we want to sell? Around the trend line or the resistance or the support that became resistance, is it not? So where the market is right now, I won't be waiting to go and be selling around the trend line because it has already moved away. We are now like in the middle of the market, right? So what I would do, I think it's very close. Let me use one run of these arrows. Assuming this market was around there, moving up gradually. I know we are very close to the upper trend line where we sell, I'll sell. But it has moved away from that trend line, yes or yes. And then I can now see the last floor. There was a support that it broke, which was the next, right? If I were to join the sell, I want the market to push up right back to this last floor so that I can join the sell. I won't, in this scenario, I will not be waiting for the downtrend and the upper trend line.
Upper trend line.
Yeah, in fact, this one is even close to the trend line, so it can even weak it and come down. Do you understand? But somewhere that is already around the middle, probably the market is around here. Yeah. And it's getting closer to this lower downtrend line. In this case, we're already down here. It's far away from the trend line. I'll just look at for the last floor it broke. Probably that last floor will be around here. If it breaks there. Do you understand? I'll just join the sell from here. Instead of me waiting for it to pull back here because it has moved away from there already. I've lost like the next 2 chances to join. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
so
clearly.
you have to always check everything in related to where the present market price is. That way, because if I put a line, this is what I always do. Let me pick this first. Where is the last market price here? So if I'm saying it like it's in the middle, it's still far away from this trend line. Yeah, I won't be coming open to, except it now start ranging. If you now start ranging by itself, moving sideways, moving close to the trend line, in that case, I'll be waiting to sell around the trend line. But even at that trend line, you want to eat, go and eat. If you now look at the left in the past, you'll still see that it's a zone. It's just like this one, it ranged. The move around there, range, till it got to the trend line. And this same trend line was what? A previous support in the past that became resistance. It was still aligned. Do you get? So it's not every time you want to sell. That's why you have 3 of the conditions. If you were not at the beginning of the initial trend, where this trend started from is actually like the first resistance. That's what they would say resistance. But if you've missed the upper one, what's the next? The floor that became resistance. Look at this floor I highlighted here. There is a wick that closed above it. That's like a pin bar. But this one is more that doji, that C doji. This is it. Yeah. Right? Once it closed below that support, what happened? The market dropped. Pull back again. So the last floor that became resistance, which is now around the trend line, you sell. Breaks another floor. Wait for it to pull back again. Of course, there was a mini floor here that became resistance. It came back there and it was around the trend line, coincidentally so. But what happened to the one in the middle here when it broke? This one was far away from the trend line. Yes or no?
Yes.
If somebody was there, immediately they started, because I could see something like that doji, that inverted, that C shape. Are you seeing that? Looks like
the bearish doji. Yeah, the gravestone.
The gravestone, thank you. The moment I saw that, and it was very close here, I'll be waiting for a probability that this thing can break. And it broke. I could have followed the sell even if I want to come back and still do retest later. In this kind of middle, I will not be saying, hey, I want to sell around trend line when it's farther from the trend line. As long as my sell trigger is here, I'll sell and sell to the next support, which was here. And from this next support was when it now did a pullback, came back to the resistance. Yeah, again, good. Trend line, I will sell. But now again, we are in the middle. It broke a floor. So if I want to sell, join the sell again. Wait for the retest back to the floor and join. Now look at, let me give you an indicator. You see this doji again? This inverted doji. Who can see it? That one that calls the sell.
Yeah,
Similar
I can
to what you saw here, when it
Yeah.
also sold. Remember, these
Yeah,
also
before
apply
the one before
and
the
it broke.
current candle.
Yeah, the one before, there is a probability that this space will still break now. So if you are not watching it, you will not know. Do you understand? So that's how the candle moves. And this one, it might still push up back. Oh, it might push back because this market is moving to the left. You can keep ranging left. You'll come and eat the trend line and then drop massively again. Do you get? So
Yeah.
it's this thing actually follows rules. Just watch out for, okay, if you're not close to the trend line, is there a support that became resistance? Where is it that it broke last? It has not retested. I want to join from there. That's it.
All right. Thank you very much for that clear explanation.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right.
All right. So hope you not forget the assignment.
No, at all. No.
Yes. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Coach. Have a nice evening.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye.